Hello, my name is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, here to provide your coronavirus update for Thursday, April 30th, 2020. The big news in Sweetwater County today is that we've had our first confirmed case of the coronavirus that required hospitalization. On Wednesday, the 29th, we had our 11th lab confirmed case. And while she initially started out at home, today, this Thursday, she was hospitalized where she remains in stable condition. Previously, when the case came to light, Sweetwater County public health personnel began contact tracing, and they said that they've already contacted all of the women's close contacts. The person who was hospitalized, case number 11, is a Rock Springs woman in her 50s. When it comes to Memorial Hospital of Sweetwater County, this is sad this has come to this point, but this is something that was anticipated. Quote, "We had hoped this day wouldn't come," said Kim White, MHSC Incident Commander. "However, now that it is here, MHSC is prepared." And then quoting Dr. Melinda Poyer, the hospital's chief medical officer, she said, "We have been preparing for inpatient COVID patients for nearly 2 months with Incident Command," Poyer said. "MHSC is fully prepared to safely care for our community." Doubling back to White, the Incident Commander, she said, "We have established a special COVID unit where patients who are COVID positive will be treated and isolated from our other non-COVID patients," White explained. "We have worked diligently to ensure that we have the supplies necessary to take care of as many COVID patients as possible. We have also been working closely with other healthcare providers in the area to expand our care abilities." While there is right now a person at the hospital who is fighting the virus, healthcare officials stress that doesn't mean that if you have an immediate need that you should avoid the hospital. This is more common sense stuff. If you feel sick, or you're not quite, it's something that's not quite right, please seek medical attention. For people who have questions about travel, lodging, food, or other issues related to COVID-19, the resources that are available include Sweetwater 311 at 307-212-5440. If you're experiencing symptoms associated with the coronavirus, such as a temperature of more than 100 or 100 or greater, or a cough, they say please call your medical provider or the MHSC COVID-19 nurse triage line at 307-522-8523. Or you can also call the Castle Rock Medical Center at 307-872-4500 to discuss COVID-19 symptoms. In addition, there's plenty of good websites out there: sweetwatermemorial.com, sweetwater311.org, covid19.yo.gov, or if you don't have it bookmarked already like I do, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention at the cdc.gov. Also close to home, the city of Green River announced that it is looking to reopen facilities to the public. As the plans made to reopen things, the city announced that it is going to extend the closure to the buildings, or closure of the buildings to the public until Monday, May 18th. Quoting the press release, "In our goal to continue minimizing the risk of spreading COVID-19 within our community and amongst our employees, we have determined that we need this time to review and address how we adhere to these adoptive modifications. There are many questions that need addressed, and we expect the modifications to be added daily as these questions get answered. It is our priority to provide adequate services to our patrons and maintain the safety of our staff and patrons while operating under the restrictions that were provided. We need this time to bring back essential staff, educate and train them on the orders, access additional required safety and protection equipment, and communicate to patrons the service levels that will be provided and expectations of them as patrons. Addressing these order modifications and any others that may be released in the meantime will be our focus throughout the city until we reopen. We're playing this by ear. We're optimistic, but we want to be prepared, whether that's at the state level, county, state, federal government, all around the spinning globe of ours. As restrictions are updated, the City of Green River notes that it will continue to review them to determine how to safely adopt and implement them. Going to an important part at the end of the press release, the City of Green River would like to thank all of our employees for their hard work and continued commitment to serve. We would also like to express our gratitude and thanks to all of our residents for their understanding of the scope of this pandemic, their responsibility to follow the guidelines that have been delivered, and the help and generosity they continually give back to the community. This week, Governor Mark Gordon has been having daily press conferences during the weekdays to give us more information as some of the health orders are lifted or as some of the modifications come into play. So some of these things sound a little bit familiar just because we're just elaborating on what we've already learned. If you're just one of those people who watch all these press releases, they do start to melt together after a little while, don't they? One of the major points of emphasis on Thursday's press conference was the fact that park campgrounds are to open on May 15th, but only for state residents. Officials noted that there will be those out and about combing the campsites, specifically looking at license plates. So if you haven't already, if you were a person who has been transplanted to Wyoming, this is a good time to make sure that you've got the proper paperwork, whether it's your license plate, whether you've converted over your driver's license, such as that. In general, they're pushing that people should be going online to get a confirmed website, campsite beforehand, and there will be. They anticipate that this will be a little bit trickier than the past because in some cases they're closing down some of the campsites so they're not as densely packed. In addition to even if you're camping, you have to follow the same guidelines elsewhere. So they're asking so that groups not number more than 10. We're going to try this now, and the anticipation is that they expect that there'll be even more campers out there and increase in popularity because the health order requiring out-of-state visitors to self-quarantine for 14 days is currently set to expire on May 8th. So while it's initially going to be for state residents only, the governor anticipates, as he keeps an eye on what the other states are doing, that we'll see how it goes and continue to open things up or ramp things down. That's not what we want. We're hopeful that we can make progress toward normal, but if we do start to lose ground, they stress that there may be a return to previous restrictions. If not, they may become even stricter. Looking at the spread of the coronavirus in the Cowboy State, according to the Wyoming Department of Health, the total number of confirmed cases is at 415. And those are lab-confirmed tests. There are another 144 probable cases and 7 deaths in the state. This includes new cases that have been recently reported in Campbell, Fremont, Laramie, Sweetwater, and Teton counties. Fremont County, the place hardest hit with confirmed cases in Wyoming, saw its confirmed case count go up by 6 to 108. Also, as of Thursday, and the time of this filming, Laramie County had 98 cases, Teton County had 65, Natrona had 39, Campbell had 15, Converse had 13, Sheridan had 12, Johnson had 11, as does Sweetwater County. Albany had 8, Lincoln and Uinta counties had 6, Crook and Washakie had 5, Carbon County had 4, Goshen County had 3, Bighorn County had 2, Hot Springs, Niobrara, Park, and Sublette counties each had one case. Now I'd like to also point out the positive news that when it comes to the recoveries, that continues to climb. Right now we have 373 people who we believe to have had the virus who are now reported to be recovered. That number includes 269 amongst the laboratory confirmed cases and 104 recoveries amongst the 144 probable. Expanding our scope a little bit to the entire United States, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported that when it comes to the number of people with the virus, that number has surpassed 1 million, or specifically 1,031,659 cases, an increase of 26,512 from yesterday. When it comes to the U.S. death toll, that number now sits at 60,057 people, which is an increase of 2,552 people from yesterday. According to Johns Hopkins University, worldwide, the number of confirmed cases sits at 3,249,667. The overall death toll is 232,936. And the recovered cases is awfully close to 1 million. That's at 986,464. Hopefully we'll get to that more positive benchmark tomorrow. So we're seeing lots of mixed signals, which is the type of thing that you see in a complex situation like this. We are happy to celebrate good news. It is important that we pass on the things that give you pause, that you need to know. And just to be honest about the level of self-accountability that is still expected of us, and both as individuals and as communities. We are going to be seeing certain businesses reopen tomorrow, Friday, including gyms, hair salons, and other important parts of our community. They're going to be operating with certain safeguards, and more than one person has warned us that expect there to be even higher guidelines in place than even some of those required by the state. I would not be surprised if certain businesses require you to have a face mask, and we'll be adding extra spacing in between their layout so that if there's a waiting room that people are spaced out, if there's communal seating that people are kept farther apart, and the like. In addition, it's one of the things the governor said today was, this isn't just about you. As in, it's not just, while we are a proud, independent people, we have to recognize that the choices we make right now are impacting others. I mean, that's one reason why I'm still wearing a face mask when I'm out in the public. This is my sign of respect to you. That I don't know if I have it, I don't know if you have it. But this is an extra step that I can take to do right by my neighbors, my friends, the other people that I cross paths with, and I will continue to do so as long as the risk remains at its current level. We're all making this individual determinations of what that is. To do that, I suggest that you keep yourself informed. There are many good sources out there. I already told you Sweetwater 311, the hospital, Castle Rock, and others. I not so unbiasedly recommend the rocketminer.com. In addition to that, to other good sources that are available, plenty of hard-working people locally who want to make sure that you have the best information you can so that you can do what's right by, like I said, you and the community. This has been Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, wishing you a good day and a safe tomorrow.